Good morning, Facebook Live. This is Sandy Winborn checking in on you. It is a Friday. Good morning, good morning. Hoping you've had a good week. Hoping it's been a week of self-discovery. Hoping you're really using some of the things I'm trying to lay out for you and for myself too, because I have to unpack some things. I have to let some things go. I have to make some decisions, and that's tough. Sometimes it's very tough to make decisions about what you want to do with things you've gotten so used to. We get used to a lot of things, people, possessions, things that we feel we can't live without. And guess what? We can. We're even living, even in spite of the fact that we're quarantined. We still have some place to stay. Some people don't, so it's been extremely tough on them. But when you consider what it is that we're doing during our time of quarantine, we can do some work on ourselves. We can quit relying on what we think is the only way forward. There's multiple ways to go forward. There's multiple opportunities to figure out who you are, what you want to do, and how you want to go about getting there in the next portion of your life. So I do say good morning, and I'm so happy that you stopped by. You scrolled long enough, but you stopped to just say a wave maybe, or a smile that someone is trying to work in spite of. This is my new delivery until the delivery opportunities change. But currently, this is my delivery to say that I'm still out here trying to meet with people who want to do something for themselves. There's no cost for this. This to me is just another opportunity to say not only good morning, but you've probably helped me in the past, and even if I didn't say thank you then, this is my thank you now. I'm saying thank you. So good morning with that thank you. And because we're going to talk today about once again looking at going, through this veneer, getting rid of the outside of us, getting rid of the crust that makes us, hardened to stay in the same position, to stay doing the same thing with the same people and getting the same results. So now we're talking about how do we tear that down? How do we take away that exterior? When you go out and you look at a tree, and the tree, is standing sturdy, standing tall, but a lot of the roots have been damaged. It's been damaged by water, it's been damaged by pollution, been damaged by garbage, been damaged just by maybe just poor system that it is sitting in, and maybe the concrete, and maybe something, but something has changed the way that tree is standing. And it may even still look good, because a lot of times we look good. We look very good when we're out there with all of our many, possibilities of saying we're going to do something. But guess what? In the meantime, when we come home, and we come home to the place where it says that we might need to do something a little bit different, then we experience a little trouble, because we can only deliver on the platform we've only allowed ourselves to stand on. But like a tree is planted, but eventually, you let something hit it, like it could be a disease of some sort. You see the outside of the tree change, and some of the trees, I'm quite sure you've seen them, where they look extremely barren on the outside. That's because something hit it that they couldn't handle, and that the exterior came off. Well, that's what we're doing through this session with me, is trying to go through some of that exterior. So when we come out on the other side, we've actually got a new walk, a new talk, just a new way forward, an excitement about life. Who are we? What are we doing? How are we going to get there? And this is it. This is our vehicle. We don't have any other way to go forward but this. And this morning, I want to read you something out of a book that talks about decluttering. And I talked about this one day where it just speaks to the fact that if you stayed any place really a long time, such as a house, many of us have grown up in the home. We currently live in the homes that we grew up in, or we've grown older in a home that we bought years and years and years ago. And so what happens? We end up bringing in stuff, and we never get around of taking out stuff. And so that's what we're doing with our exterior today, and through this series that I'm going through, is how do we strip it down? How do we move everything to the side, strip it away, get down to what they call the basement of who we are, the core of who we are? How do we do that? How do we do that? It's pretty tough, but we know it. There is a need for it, and there's practicalness to it. So let me go to a decluttering expert, which I am not, but I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to learn, and I'm in a position right now to do something about it. So it says this particular expert says, I've collected the supplies that I need to live by in my life, my ideal life, and then I pride myself on those supplies from my own tight grip. For somebody to take something from you, that's almost like death grip is called. When you have something and somebody tries to take it from you, no. And you see, even with the hoarders programs, what do? Even the hoarders, they try to help them get, well, you need to get rid of this. No, I can't get rid of that. Even the smallest thing. So sometimes we've collected so much, we've gathered so much meaning, or given so much meaning to certain things, that we never realize that we need to pull away. We don't need to pull to something. We need to come away from that. So it says that I've had this tough grip, and it says, and I've adjusted to the reality of life that I actually am living. The reality is that you got too much stuff. That's our reality. We have too many things. We have too many things on the exterior of who we are, and not on the interior of who we are. We need more down there, so that as something comes out to the outside, it shows more of who we really are, as opposed to who we claim to be. It says, I've learned how to get rid of things even though I have wanted to keep them all. That's what this expert says, that she realizes that she had this grip on everything, something so insignificant, something from her parents, something from her daughter, something from a coworker, and she had to keep it, and she gives suggestions about how to get rid of stuff, but it says, but she kept them. She kept them. It became a part of her. How many know that we become a part of a lot of things that we own? Our cars, our houses, our clothes. I am a clothes horse, I got to tell you right now. So I'm always looking for something. But that's my only big vice, is clothes. But still in all, you can have too many. And I've been trying to give some away, and I have more to give, so look out for somebody. But anyway, it says, I've learned to live life like my life, with only things that make it better. So how can we live life better if we continue to do the same things we've done before, with the same people getting the same results? How can we? We can't do it. It's just almost impossible. It's impossible to change in the middle of somebody else telling you, giving you all the things that basically you love, that says remain the same, do not change. And let's face it, after quarantine, we still want to go back and be friends. We still want to give hugs. We still want to be a part of people's lives. Don't ever give that up, because none of us were created to be alone. We were created to have enough sense to use our alone time to do something that when we get it in the presence of others, that we know how to act. And we still have ourselves. We don't have it where someone else has us, But in many instances, that's how it is. If somebody says, I'm going left, you go left. If they're going right, you go right. But you have to have a sense and a purpose to say, no, I'm not going. So anyway, on the whole, do not look back series. We're not going to look back. We're talking about launching opportunities in transition. That's called Lot. And you can go and look in the Bible and just type in your search engine on what Lot was all about. We don't want to turn to a pillar of salt. We don't want it to be that we don't do something. We want to do something. We want to find our way forward by just saying, well, what can I do? How can I not look back? Because looking back almost, yeah, it keeps us in the same position. Yeah, it keeps us with the same relationships, the same frustrations, the same anxieties. But in order for us to go forward, we have to unpack. We have to go to our basement. We have to get down to our core. We have to decide what is our tomorrow. What is it that I can do? What is it that I can do? So we're going to talk about that decluttering and don't look back. Now, I said you all can hit me up, and I will certainly send some of these things to you, but you got to let me hear from you. So today in our unpacking, I have some more homework for you to do. And if you're doing the homework, and oh, by the way, would you hit share? Hit share when you come into my space. And even if you have to come back to it later, you have to leave and come back later, it's still available. You can find me on my own YouTube channel, which is listed. And I certainly hope that you will do that. Go to the YouTube channel and you'll find all of these. And I try to name every single, one by a number so that, numerically you can go from one, and this today will be the 11th one. I'm just in awe of the fact that this is my 11th time coming out on a dare to do a presentation. Well, I really feel that we are prepared with what we were given. We were given what we were prepared to do. We just have to step out on our preparation. We have to step out on our organization. We have to step out on our readiness to do what has been given to us to do. So today, I'm going to give you a little minute. Take a few seconds here and get you a pen and paper. In fact, I'm going to run and get a pencil. Just hold one. But get yourself a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to come back and give you some more homework. Just hold one. I'm coming. All right, I got my pen. And hello to everybody there. I see some people coming in to this space. I thank you so much. This is again, it's an opportunity to do something for yourself. This isn't for Sandy. Well, the excitement is that I'm doing it, and on your side, I hope the excitement is that it will challenge you to do something for you. And that is the challenge. So today, I have some more questions for you. And here's the next question. And today's questions are, it says, what are 10 things that make you happy? Can you get in touch with your happiness? Can you figure out that I'm sad, or I'm disappointed, or I'm frustrated, or I'm anxious, or I'm fearful, or I'm not appreciated, I'm unloved, I'm uncared for, all those things. Can you do it? Can you do it? Many of you cannot do it, and I'm going to tell you why you can't do it. Because you haven't unpacked yet. You haven't gotten down to it. We talked about it on Tuesday of being honest with yourself. What has really happened to you? Be honest. If you're really sad, write that you're sad. If you're unhappy, write that you're unhappy. And you don't have to give this information to anybody. This is your information to do with whatever you want to do. You can't even worry about what anybody expects of you. I want to know what you expect of yourself. And then again, you don't even have to tell me. Tell yourself. That's the person you need to convince that change is necessary. Change is difficult, but guess what? You can do it. You can do it based on what it is that you want for yourself. You cannot worry about what he, she, it, them, want for you. You can't. It doesn't matter, because in the long road it says that when we came alone, and guess what? When we leave, we're going to leave alone. Period. We're going to leave alone. So you might as well take this alone time to do something that is positively forward for you on the other side of what's next. You can have a what's next story. You can talk about what you stripped away. You can talk about what has hurt you, and you will not go into a future hurt anymore. And that may be with people, that may be with a position, that may be with your children, with your family, whatever it is. Get in touch with it. So anyway, what makes you happy? Write it down. The next thing is, if it says, if I could travel anywhere, where would I go and why? Where would you go? Let's say all the bans are off for us to be able to travel anywhere we want to go. And we want to do anything we want to do. Say your dream has been to go to Paris, or your dream has been to go to Hawaii, or maybe your dream is to go to Australia. Okay, where do you want to go? I know my daughter and I want to go back to Italy. She was born in Italy. We lived there for years as a military family. I loved it. And hopefully we will be able to go back there one day. I'll have the money to do it, and we'll enjoy it. And I'll be able to take her back to where she was actually born, which was in Naples. So what I'm saying to you is that all these things certainly suggest planning. Plan. What can your future plan be? Where can you go? What excitement would you have? How would you plan the trip? Would you plan it with, someone, who actually where they have a guide or anything and everything? Because I tell you, now personally, I like guides, because guides speak the language of what is going on, as well as they speak the language of making sure that you're not in any way cheated. And we don't want to be cheated. We want to have a position where where everything was wonderful. We enjoyed it. We came back. It was a success. We weren't robbed. We weren't scammed in any way. And it was a good trip. So that's what you want. Okay, let's go to the next question. The person I am most thankful for is. Who is that person? See, I want you to delve into self. I do. I absolutely want you to go inside and figure out who you are. Get down to the core. Get down to your basement. Unpack everything. But on the other hand, there has to be somebody that's extremely, you're grateful for. You're thankful for. Who are they? I'm thankful for my daughter. I know sometimes we may go volley, but you know what? Guess what? That's what people do, because everybody wants to have a position of authority, even if it's not right. And sometimes, my girlfriend told me yesterday that sometimes somebody has to be the grown up. Okay, they have to be the mature one in the relationship, be it a friendship, because I'm quite sure that there's people in your past that you really need to apologize for. And I was reading something this morning, an article, and I tried to print it out, but I couldn't for this session. But it talked about the truth that comes out when something like this that we're currently in, a pandemic, really brings out in people. And one of the things it says it brings out is the fact that we realize we've let relationships go that we shouldn't have, because a lot of times they fell apart for something minute, something unimportant. It could have been like the fact that the tub was dirty. It could have been that there wasn't no food cooked when somebody came in the house, or they came to visit and they felt they weren't, acknowledged with food, because we do everything with food and drink and all of that. So you never know what happened. Could have been over a man or a woman. It could have been. But guess what? The man gone, woman gone, and guess what? You still there longing for a friendship that was very solid. So I suggest to you, if you have a friend that you need to reach out during this time, please do it. Please do it. Find your way back. Find your way back to what made you thankful for them. Because you can go back and touch on all the things that really heightened, you as a person. Not saying that it took anything away from you being your own person, but it gave you something else. It gave you joy to see them. They made you laugh. They made you face your truth. They made you cry. They made you admit, those things. So I challenge you. I'm always giving you a lot of challenges. And as I said, everybody knows me, knows as an educator. I will give you instruction if you're ready for it. But a lot of times people aren't ready. And so if you're not ready, you're not ready. But I guarantee you, if you do some of this stuff, you're going to come out with a different you. I don't care who you are. You're going to recapture a love ship, a friendship, a family ship. You're going to find out you ship. You're going to find you out. You're going to find out who you really are. You're going to actually have an appreciation for the love that you are, because you have the capability. If you can go deep, you can come back with some love you didn't even know you had anymore because you buried it. I'm telling you, unpack all that stuff. Let it go. Let it go. This is an opportunity, a time for you to be able to say, wow, my way forward. Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, let's go to our next question. Our next question is, let me turn the page. Oh, and did I ask the question, are you stuck? Girls and guys, I got so excited about doing this. Every day I get up with the song in my heart to say, I got to do some more. But anyway, are you stuck? I'm going to answer the question. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I am. You are. We're stuck on something. Not only the quarantine, but we got some issues. The next thing is, now some of these questions repeat. And the reason they repeat is because, did you answer them right the first time? Did you really give your truthfulness the first time you addressed them? So this one says, what inspires you? What inspires me? What is it? What is it? I don't know. Write it down. And the last one we're going to do for today is something I hope to achieve in the next 5 years. Okay. Now I know, as I said, some of these have repeated, but I want to know, what do you expect tomorrow after doing some of the things I've asked you to do today? What do you expect next week? What do you expect next month? What do you expect 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and a year from now? So this is basically your timeline. What are you going to do in your timeline? Don't just think about quarantine, because as I said, quarantine eventually will be over. And on the other side of quarantine, there will be you. What you going to do with it? What will you be doing? Where will you be going? Who will you be with? Will you be okay to be by yourself? Will you be content to find that time that just says, hey, look, I got some writing to do, because I bet you don't even know that you have a journal in you. If you journal every day and write down some of your thoughts, some of the things that you've actually done, some of the things that you hope to do, guess what? That's a journal. And I do plug my friend Lavender Williams, who has a company called Candy Publishing. They have journals, and I ordered my Corona journal last week. So I'm expecting to write some good stuff in there. I am. I'm expecting, and I already write notes. I write notes every day, and I keep a couple of books like this. And this has stuff in it from when I started my business, Winnie and Associates, years ago. And it has certain things in it that just tells me I'm on the right track. From it could be from planning an event to just what people I'm going to work with, and some things I need to get them to think about for their homework. But my point is this: I am on a mission. My mission is to be a better me. I'm asking you to be on your own mission. Who are you? Who are you? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? And it's all doable. So we're going to go back over these questions today. And as I said, I want to thank you. I thank you. I thank every one of you who didn't find it a problem to stop and listen. Because I feel if I had somebody helping me with this when I was younger, there's some things that maybe I wouldn't have stumbled over as much, or stayed on too long, or still have problems with. You just think about it. This is To me, this is the good stuff I needed that I'm getting now. So here we go. Here we go. Let's go back over our questions. Okay, the first one says, you know, let me make sure I want to give you right. Okay, if I could travel anywhere, where would I go? Plan your trip. Plan your trip. Start to finish. Maybe you want to plan who you want to go with, who you want to go with you. Okay? Who you want to go with you, where you want to go, how long you want to stay. Put some, what I call, put some brakes on it. Put some foundation around it so that it stands up well. It sounds good. And it's a plan for your future. Where do you want to go? Okay? The next question is, what person is the person you're most thankful for? Who is that person? I'm thankful for my daughter, as I told you. But I was thankful for a mother. I had a mother that was a doctor without ever having gone beyond the 8th grade. But guess what? She could read the newspaper and tell you some things that you would not believe, but they were good. That was good stuff. She could tell you some stuff. Now, yeah, she cussed a little bit, but guess what? The message was in the entire story. Don't get caught up on the cussing. But the wonderful thing about it is that it just says that whoever we're thankful for, we are thankful for them. We're thankful for them being in our lives. And if they're gone on, we're thankful for the fact that they were a part of our lives. See, to me, memories are great as long as you keep them strong in what they did for you. They did something for you, So let's move on to our next question. What inspires you? What inspires you? I didn't say who on this one. I said what. What inspires you? To me, going to my basement scares me. Going to my decluttering process, going to taking off my varnish, getting rid of my finish, going down to the core of me. There's some scariness in that. Let's face it. If we live if we live and be able to exude our real truth, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, and the last question, tell me where you want to be in 5 years. What do you want to achieve 5 years from now? Where you want to be? Where? Where? And I'm hoping you're writing these things down. I'm hoping, and I haven't seen anybody write in my thread other than the fact that they're liking me. And I love you all. I mean, I really, really do. But what I would love to see you do is, one, take that multiple intelligences test. I put it in there. It is free. It gives you the total you based on your answers. If you're truthful, it's going to give it to you. And it also talks about your learning styles. How do you really learn? And you can go through there and see that you're a visual learner, an auditory learner, or you learn with movement, a kinesthetic learner. So these are all things that really give you foundation for understanding the person that you are, the person that you may pick as a mate, the person that you can work with well. Because some people are not team players and others are. Find out, are you a team player? Will marriage work for you? Will a relationship work for you well? All these things pretty much say, how am I really? What is the real me? What's the real Sandy? And the excitement of it all is that it's a discovery that you can go through. So remember, having a clutch on things that we have in our past also holds us fondly, fearfully, from going forward. So let them go. Let them go. Find a way that makes it where on the other side of quarantine you have a new way. Don't, as my card says, don't look back. This is an opportunity for launching your opportunity in transition. This is a transitional, this whole year should be transitional for everybody, because I think life as we knew it pre-COVID-19 has really shown that some of us have to make some changes. We're going to have to learn some more technology. If you don't know enough about the internet, if you don't know enough about how to set up a meeting online, you got to learn. This is a time. Form something with some friends. Zoom is free. You can have the higher, pay pay subscription, but the basic Zoom is free. Why? Because it's an advertisement. It has advertisement in it. So it has other people coming. So the more people know about it, the more business comes their way. But I built myself a YouTube station. So you can find all of these videos that once I'm done, I edit them a little bit by just writing in some other information that I couldn't write prior to my recording. And then I actually put it on my YouTube site, as well as my Winnie and Associates website, my Winnie and Associates website, my Winnie and Associates LLC Facebook pages, and also Sandra Gary Winborn PhD Facebook pages. So all my information is anywhere you can find something that looks something like me on the Don't Look Back and launching opportunities in transition and Are You Stuck? Those are all things that I have self-branded and have some copyright on. So I'm wishing you a wonderful day. I'm praying that you will do some of this work with me. You will find out who you are on the other side of where we are now. You will rekindle friendships. You will rekindle love ships. You will plan a travel place for the future. You will look at what's ahead and not what's behind. You will be excited. And you will certainly not only share this video, but you put some comments there for me and others and share it. Invite some friends to join. Invite them. Because I don't know. I just feel this was something that laid on me. It was given to me. I did it when I first started out. I did it as a class in the library. It's never been about the money. It's always been about the gift of giving. Always been about how can I help you? As a counselor, that was our mantra. How can I help you help yourself? Because all I'm going to do is tell you got some doors to open. You got some steps to go down. You got the basement to go to. But when you get down there, start cleaning out. Start throwing out some stuff. And guess what? Eventually, it's going to be organized. It's going to be where you can see everything, and everything that's in its place has its own place. And stuff isn't on top of each other. And I even talking about I'm trying to do this now, even that I'm home, is throwing out stuff, physical stuff. It needs to go. It needs to go. But we're going to look for you actually tomorrow. No, I'm off. I'm off after Friday. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. But I'll see you 9 o'clock Monday morning. I do this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you will declutter. You will go down into your basement. You will let go of things. You will not look back. Don't look back. Launch this opportunity for your transition. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend and truly be safe. Bye-bye.